Always nice to see friendly faces after a win. Haven't had one in a while, so the guys are particularly excited about that, to get back on the winning ways. Got a lot of things to fix, a lot of things to clean up, and I look forward to getting with the guys tomorrow and got a short week within the next couple of weeks, next couple of days, and get ready to play another football game.
Yeah, Coach, D. Orlando Ledbetter, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Could you discuss what you all were setting up there for at the end on the 2 Hail Marys?
I don't understand the question, D. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What we're
You all were
for?
talking on the sideline, you called the timeout.
Oh yeah,
so
we're just
setting up some stuff.
No, we were really just looking at formation, seeing what they were coming out in. Determine whether it was 2x2, whether it's going to be empty, whether it's going to be 3x1, whether it's going to be a bunch look, how you want to get on the point. All the little details and things that go into within those situations, right? The play before that wasn't really known, that we didn't think would be a Hail Mary, potentially trying to get closer. Without a bounds play, so you have to be ready for that. Stop from getting out of bounds, get into a better field position, maybe a 25-yard play from that zone. So we were ready for all those things. All those things were being discussed on the sideline between myself, Jimmy, all the guys that's part of that, Tim Burbank, and all the guys that are part of situational football. And I think it was really well done by those guys. And
could you discuss the rushing attack today? Bijan had over 100, and Algier ran pretty hard for you today.
We leaned on it heavy. Obviously, we came out, and they were particularly hot. We were able to get off the ball and able to run the football on these guys. And, our guys came out, like to punch a few more of those things in for touchdowns, but we leaned on the run game a lot. We leaned on it heavy, and those guys went out and performed at a high level today. A lot of credit to their coach, and what they were able to do and that coaching staff.
You went with more big personnel defensively, it seemed, than you had been. Was that something you saw from your group, or was that opponent-specific today?
I think we've been kind of almost leaning that way a little bit when it comes to bigger people on the grass. We've kind of had the last couple of weeks, we leaned on a couple of big people and a couple of big personnels. A little bit had to do with they came out in. They came out in a little bit of 13 today. They came out in a lot of 12, obviously, because that's who they are. So that allowed us to play with a little bit more big people as opposed to playing an 11 team, like us, and getting out there a lot of snaps in 11. So we had to lean on some of those different personnel groupings.
Raheem, why did you lean so heavily on the running game today? I think Kirk didn't throw it all on first down in the first half.
I think it was just a hot hand. We got a lot to work on, a lot of things we want to get done, but realistically, it was the hot hand today. It was controlling the game. It was controlling the time of possession. It was controlling the field position. Special teams was hot. They were blocking punts. We were playing really well. We were playing really well on defense. They were not able to move the ball on us, and I just thought it was a smart play today for us to go out there and find a way to win. I think the most important thing when you come off a couple losses in a row, particularly when you're the Falcons, you want your Falcon fans to feel good about it, you got to find a way to get a win, and you gain confidence through getting wins, and I think that's what our guys did today.
We've talked a lot about red zone efficiency, and this was another game that, yes, there was control in where y'all are starting drives. You had good field position the entire time, but was 0 for 0 in the red zone. Couldn't get there. So what needs to change in order to create more efficiency in the red area?
It's pretty simple, Tori. You got to score. We got to get down there. We got great field position today. We had a bunch of opportunities, whether you want to talk about off the block punts, off of turnovers, whatever the case may be. I don't care whether you run it in or you throw it in. We got to be way more efficient. We got to figure out how to get that better in practice, and that's got to happen for us just in the long run, in the overall template of what we want to be and how we can be it.
Raheem, Willie Ramirez with the Associated Press. If the hot hand was the rushing game and that's what you saw, can you assess Kirk's play tonight and where you're at? I know you guys got the dub, but in terms of him as the starting quarterback moving forward.
He's got to play better. And, obviously you got to go back, you got to be able to look at everything. But, he wants to play better. He's got to play better. We got to find a way to get him to play better. And obviously we'll get to work tomorrow, and that's a part of our process, right? You go, you look at the tape, you review with the people that needs to be reviewed with. We get all the coordinators in the room. We'll talk with everybody. And we got to play better at the quarterback position.
So part B to that, if he can't, are you prepared to replace him with Michael Penix?
We got everybody in our roster for a reason, right? We got so much to get better at, and, those things will always be discussed. That's just the nature of the beast in football. It's just so heavily talked about it at the quarterback position because there's only one guy out there. So, for us, man, our mentality is to find a way to win the next game. That's just the mentality that we're going to have. We got a late night delay. You can't be asking 4 questions, man.
We have several questions. We usually go way past 6 minutes. The decisions to not kick the 55-yarders. You had 2 of them there. You tried to pull them offside. Can you walk us through those 2?
Definitely had 2 decisions there, D-Led, and definitely decided to pin them back. The one we pinned them back, and we kicked the touchback. Pretty upset about that. Told Bradley he's terrible. We came right back and we got him on a 2 and was able to get a safety. And that was the execution we were looking for from our guys. And I thought it was really well done by our special teams play all night. You know, we played a little soccer. Let's just be honest, right? Keep away game, make those guys drive the field all the way down the field and try to beat us with touchdowns. They were able to do it once tonight, and we were able to keep them out the end zone for the most part and find a way to get a win.
Did you speak to Dez after the game or before the game? Did y'all?
I did not see him before the game. I wouldn't have done that to him. I think that's rude.
Yeah.
I did not see him in that huddle. Definitely look for him a little bit. I know Terry definitely spoke with him. He definitely got a closer relationship with Dez than I do. I was only for him for a short amount of time, but I thought Dez came out and did a nice job and was definitely serviceable for those guys.
Obviously, you saw something in the kicking game. Three. You got your hands on 3 kicks today. Is that something you felt like you could do coming in, or was that a surprise to you?
You know, honestly, Josh, man, it's just one of those things that every week, man, if you really look close, you know, Red, you know, he is absolutely unbelievable. Pro Bowl type talent out there on special teams that gives great effort. I mean, the man scored a touchdown this year. He's blocked the kick, almost blocked a couple others. The way he rushed the passes, the way he plays, the intensity he plays, the respect that he has from his teammates, you know, is unprecedented. So, like, that's always going to be something we try to exploit, particularly with Marquise and what he wants to do and how he wants to do it. You know, I think there's a reason people are trying to fake punts on us because of how aggressive we play. But they play aggressive and they play sound and they play smart football. And that's a big credit to those guys and our coaching staff.
Hi, Coach. Nacho Garcia of Marca. This is not a question about the game, but I'm curious about, because, you know, the NBA Cup is been playing here in Las Vegas. The Hawks were playing that.
Sure.
Yeah, so my question is about that format, to have another title in the middle of the season. You think it's something that could be possible in the NFL?
I don't think we need it. You know, like a lot of these teams, they have 82 game seasons. They have a lot of season to play. You know, this thing is a format for a championship week every single week. You know, I believe it's the best professional sport, you know, amongst them all. You know, I have to argue that with one of my owners at least, half of them. And but I believe it's the best professional sport and well done as any as you can do it. And it's like I don't think we need a tournament, but you know, hey man, they sign us up for a tournament, man, sign us up, man. We'll go play in it. But it's a lot of fun to be out there competing. It's a lot of fun to go out there and compete every single week, and I think every week's a tournament for us. Hey, let's go Hawks, man. Did they win today?
No, they lost. The final is tomorrow. Is Milwaukee against Oklahoma.
Well, what kind of guy asked me a question when my Hawks lose?
We don't talk about him all that often, but how key and clutch was Bradley Pinion's performance today?
Man, outstanding. And we do. We talk about him a bunch. You know, he's one of our leaders. He's one of our community leaders. The stuff that he does for the city of Atlanta, things that he does for our team. He's like a third coach on special teams because of his knowledge, his experience, the things that he brings to our younger players, his skill set to be able to do whatever he wants with the ball. He's a magician. I give him a lot of credit. He's one of the best holders in the league, puts the ball down, laces out every single time. There's no flaws in his game and what he's asked to do. And, you know, we love him and hold him in high respect and high regard.
Coach, just kind of piggybacking off the NBA Cup. Of course, with the Hawks playing in the NBA Cup, there's a lot of Atlanta fans out here, and there were chants of ATL
there was a lot
today. And just your thoughts on the fan support on the West Coast.
That was absolutely outstanding. We had a little ATL chant going there, and I think I seen some of our owners out there dancing and going along with those guys in the stands, and I thought it was really well done by our fans, our guys, our people. The ATL is a sports town, and we want to make it that way. We want to find ways to go out there and win football games and win basketball games to make it exciting. And I think that's a part of what Arthur Blank brings to our city. It's part of what the whole Blank family brings, ABSC. I might have messed that up, Arthur. Don't yell at me later, but I think we've done a nice job of doing that for our city. It's been great.
Yeah, Coach, now that you all are back at 7-7, one game back for the division, but the playoff picture is still wide open. How do you all move forward here with the prizes at the end of the season potentially for you?
Relative football in December, man, and that's where you want to be, and that's exactly where we're at. We're one game at a time. We got a short week. We got to get back in the lab. We got to find ways to fix the things we did wrong tonight, come out and try to get another win. Have a good one.